Hey everyone, yeah, I know what you're thinking. What's this beautiful, hilarious specimen of a man doing talking about Canada? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because today we're diving headfirst into the Great White North. And trust me, it's a whole lot more exciting than a polar bear in a snowstorm. We're talking about the top 10 must-visit places in Canada. The kind of places that'll make you trade in your maple syrup for a plane ticket faster than you can say poutine. Today, we're diving into the top 10 must-visit places in Canada. Trust me, you don't want to miss these. First up, we're heading to the crown jewel of the Canadian Rockies, Banff National Park. Picture this: towering snow-capped peaks, turquoise lakes that'll make you question if you're still on Earth, and more hiking trails than you can shake a hockey stick at. We're talking about Lake Louise, people. That iconic turquoise water, the majestic Victoria Glacier in the background, it's basically the Beyoncé of lakes. And if you're feeling adventurous, strap on your hiking boots and tackle a trail or two. Just watch out for the wildlife. You might bump into a friendly local like a moose or a grizzly bear. Don't worry, they're mostly harmless. Mostly. And if you're visiting in the winter, get ready for some epic skiing and snowboarding. Banff is home to some of the best powder in the world, so pack your warmest gear and get ready to shred. Just a heads up, you might want to book your trip in advance. Banff is basically the Canada of national parks. Everyone wants a piece of it. Next up, we're heading to a place that needs no introduction, Niagara Falls. You know that massive wall of water that straddles the US border? Yeah, that one. We're talking millions of gallons of water plummeting over a cliff every second. It's the kind of spectacle that'll leave you speechless. Or at least soaked. And speaking of soaked, you gotta take a boat ride on the Maid of the Mist. They give you these stylish ponchos, but trust me, you're gonna get wet. It's all part of the experience. At night, the falls light up like a giant disco ball, with a different color scheme every night. And if you're lucky enough to be there during the summer, you might even catch a fireworks show. Talk about romantic. But Niagara Falls is more than just a pretty waterfall. There's a whole bunch of other stuff to do, like visiting the casinos, checking out the botanical gardens, or taking a spin on the giant Ferris wheel. Hold on to your toques, folks, because we're about to be transported to Europe, without actually leaving North America. That's right, we're talking about Quebec City, the most European city this side of the Atlantic. Cobblestone streets? Check. Charming cafes? Check. A giant castle overlooking the city? Check and check. We're talking about the iconic Chateau Frontenac, a hotel so grand it makes Buckingham Palace look like a Motel 6. And don't even get me started on the food. Poutine, tourtière, maple syrup, everything. Your taste buds won't know what hit them. But Quebec City isn't just about indulging your inner foodie. Take a stroll through the historic district of Old Quebec, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and soak up the European ambiance. And if you're feeling really adventurous, brush up on your French and strike up a conversation with a local. They might even mistake you for a charming rogue. Or maybe that's just me. Next up, we're heading to the West Coast, to a city nestled between majestic mountains and the sparkling Pacific Ocean. That's right, folks, we're talking about Vancouver, a city that's basically a love letter to the great outdoors. We're talking about a city where you can go skiing in the morning and surfing in the afternoon. Okay, maybe not in the same day, but you get the idea. And speaking of outdoors, you gotta check out Stanley Park, Vancouver's answer to Central Park. Only way more Canadian. We're talking 1,000 acres of rainforest, beaches, and even a totem pole or two. And if you're feeling peckish, Vancouver's got you covered. From fresh seafood to world-class Asian cuisine, this city's got something for everyone. Just be sure to pack your stretchy pants. Hold on to your butts, folks, because we're heading to the Big Smoke, the center of the universe, or at least Canada's version of it. That's right, we're talking about Toronto, a city that's as diverse as it is dynamic. We're talking about a city with a skyline that'll make your jaw drop, museums that'll make you feel smarter, and a food scene that'll make your taste buds sing. And speaking of skyline, you gotta check out the CN Tower, Toronto's most iconic landmark. It's the tallest freestanding structure in the Western Hemisphere, so be prepared for some epic views. But Toronto's more than just concrete and skyscrapers. Explore the Distillery District, a pedestrian-only village filled with art galleries, boutiques, and restaurants. Or get your culture fix at the Royal Ontario Museum, one of the largest museums in North America. Okay, let's be real, Banff is amazing, but sometimes you just need a break from the crowds. That's where Jasper National Park comes in. It's Banff's quieter, wilder cousin, and it's just as stunning. We're talking about a place where you can hike for days without seeing another soul, soak in natural hot springs under a sky full of stars, and maybe even spot a moose or two. And speaking of stars, Jasper is a dark sky preserve, which means it's got some of the darkest skies in the world. So grab a blanket, find a cozy spot, and prepare to be amazed by the Milky Way. And if you're feeling adventurous, take a ride on the Jasper Sky Tram. It'll whisk you up to the top of Whistler's Mountain, where you'll be treated to panoramic views of the Canadian Rockies. Next up, we're heading east to a place that's as charming as it is delicious. That's right, folks, we're talking about Prince Edward Island, Canada's smallest province with a big personality. We're talking about rolling green hills, red sand beaches, and lighthouses around every corner. It's like stepping into a storybook. A delicious, seafood-filled storybook. And speaking of seafood, PEI is famous for its lobster. We're talking fresh off the boat, melt-in-your-mouth lobster. And don't even get me started on the mussels, oysters, and clams. But PEI is more than just a foodie's paradise. It's also the home of Anne of Green Gables, Canada's most beloved redhead. Visit Green Gables Heritage Place and step back in time to Anne's world. Next up, we're heading to the nation's capital, a city that's often overlooked but definitely shouldn't be. That's right, folks, we're talking about Ottawa, a city that's got it all: history, culture, and a whole lot of heart. We're talking about Parliament Hill, the Rideau Canal, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and museums galore. And speaking of museums, you gotta check out the Canadian Museum of History, one of the country's oldest and largest museums. It's got everything from dinosaur bones to Viking artifacts. But Ottawa's not just about history lessons. In the winter, the Rideau Canal transforms into the world's largest naturally frozen ice rink. So grab your skates and glide along the canal, taking in the sights and sounds of the city. Next up, we're heading back to the West Coast, to a place that's a surfer's paradise and a nature lover's dream. That's right, folks, we're talking about Tofino, a small town on Vancouver Island with a big reputation. We're talking about rugged coastlines, ancient rainforests, and waves that'll make your heart skip a beat. And speaking of waves, Tofino is one of the best places in the world to learn how to surf. So grab a board, book a lesson, and get ready to hang 10. But Tofino's not just about surfing. Go whale watching, explore the tide pools, or just relax on the beach and soak up the scenery. And if you're visiting in the winter, be sure to check out the storm watching. It's a truly awe-inspiring experience. Last but not least, we're heading north, way north, to witness one of nature's most spectacular phenomena, the Northern Lights. We're talking about the Yukon and Northwest Territories, where the skies come alive with dancing lights of green, pink, and purple. We're talking about a once-in-a-lifetime experience, folks. Imagine standing under a sky filled with swirling, shimmering lights. It's enough to make you believe in magic. And speaking of magic, the best time to see the Northern Lights is during the winter months from October to March, when the nights are long and dark. But the Northern Lights aren't the only reason to visit the Yukon and Northwest Territories. Go dog sledding, snowshoeing, or ice fishing, or just relax in a cozy cabin and soak up the peace and quiet. Well, folks, there you have it. The top 10 must-visit places in Canada. From the majestic Rocky Mountains to the rugged coastlines of the Atlantic, Canada's got something for everyone. So, what are you waiting for? Book that trip, pack your bags, and get ready to experience the Great White North for yourself. You won't regret it, unless you forget to pack your bug spray. Those mosquitoes are no joke. Thanks for watching, folks. If you enjoyed this list, smash that subscribe button for more updates from me. See you next time.